He moved in the silence, before silence, before sound, before space, before time curled itself into being. In the endless expanse of nothingness, he existed, not as form, nor shadow, nor thought, but as all things, unformed, unspoken, unshaped. And yet, within him, there stirred a longing, not for more, for there was nothing beyond him, but for expression, light. From the wellspring of his being, a pulse trembled outward, neither seen nor felt, yet utterly real. A ripple across the eternal void. The first sigh of creation. And with that breath, he spoke in words that became light, pure, infinite, alive. It streaked forth in rivers of radiance, filling the abyss, not banishing darkness, but transforming it. For before there was night, there was only the absence of him. He looked upon the newborn brilliance and saw that it was good, for it was a reflection of himself, unveiled, shimmering, boundless. He stretched out his hand, not in shape, not in substance, but in essence, and the light answered. It bloomed, splintered into hues never seen, cascading into spirals of gold, sapphire, amethyst, and fire. Each wave of radiance hummed with its own song, a melody woven into the very fabric of existence. Then, from this light, he formed the firstborn, the messengers, the watchers, the ones who would bear witness. He shaped them from brilliance, clothed them in the glow of his own presence. They stood before him, awestruck, their eyes unblinking, their spirits trembling with joy. They had never known themselves until that moment. To exist, to be seen, to feel, to be. They fell before him, overwhelmed, and he whispered their names into their being. They rose and they sang, their voices, each one distinct, yet woven into a single chorus, rang through the newborn heavens, the first harmony. And as they sang, creation deepened. Space stretched its arms wide. Stars burst forth, scattering their celestial fire like jewels upon the velvet of eternity. Nebulae swirled, galaxies spun, and time exhaled its first breath. Still, he stood at the center, his heart alight with something greater still. For this was but the beginning. From the light, he cupped the dust of the cosmos in his hands and willed it to live. It shuddered, danced, leapt with the joy of being seen. He formed a world not as a place, but as a home, a place of wonder where light would kiss the waters and the waters would embrace the earth, where fire would warm, where air would sing, where life, true life, would take root. The messengers watched enraptured as he shaped mountains with a whisper and carved rivers with his breath. Each stone, each leaf, each wave bore the mark of his love. But the greatest wonder was yet to come. In the hush of eternity, he leaned close, and from the light he formed them, not like the messengers, not woven solely from fire and radiance, but from something more, from breath, from dust, from divinity itself. He placed his hand upon them, and their eyes opened, and in their gaze, for the first time in all eternity, he saw himself reflected, a being made not merely to witness, but to know him, to carry his light, not upon their skin, but within. They were fragile yet eternal, limited yet infinite, the only creation he had ever formed with the power to choose him. The messengers wept, for they understood the weight of this gift. The sky bowed low, the stars held their breath, and the earth itself leaned in to listen. And he, the Eternal One, knelt before his creation and whispered, "You are mine, and I am yours." And with that vow, love was made complete. He stepped back, and the cosmos exhaled. The rivers ran their course, the mountains stood watch, and the first heartbeat of humanity echoed across creation. In that moment, the universe was whole, not because it was filled, but because it was seen. And so it began. Life, love, the endless dance between light and longing. He watched not from afar, but from within, in the golden glow of the morning sun, in the hush of the evening tide, in the pulse of every breath, the hush of every prayer, and always in the quiet of eternity, his voice remained. You were born of light. You were formed from love. You